Hey guys, welcome back to Ants Midwest. Today I'm gonna do a Arthropod Antics nest review. So as you can see here, I've got quite a few supplies from them. I got 3 Formasquarium Mini, 3 Formasquarium, 2 small Outworlds, and 1 large Outworld. Now if you can do basic math, you can tell that this is not 3 and this is not 2. I actually am using those, and I'll show you how I'm using them in a minute. So the first thing we're going to look at are the mini Formasquarium. Now these are actually a lot smaller than I had expected, which is my fault because I didn't look at the dimensions. I would say it might be nice to have like a quarter in the picture so you can just right away tell the size that it is. But still, my fault for getting this small of a nest. But it's still, I actually like this quite a bit. This would actually work really well to move a colony into that's too big for a test tube, but isn't really big enough for a nest. This is perfect, and I'm actually really happy that I have these now. There's 2 different styles here. You can have the natural sand or white sand, and you can hydrate them through that little hole in the back there. Next up are the regular Formasquarium. So with these, you have the option to get them with 1 entrance port or 2. I did 2 on all of mine just because I think it'll make things easier. Then you also have the option of chamber depth. So you can see on the left one over here that it is filled much less than the one on the right. So there's a lot more space in here versus here. So this would be better for something like Camponotus, and this would be better for a smaller species. Again, you have your hydration hole on the bottom there. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Outworld. So this is the small Outworld. I think it looks pretty nice. Simple decoration, but I like that because that leaves room for me to add whatever I might want to decorate with. They have a nice little wire mesh on the top so the ants can't get out no matter how small they are, but it also makes it breathable. There's a little bit of airflow. One minor complaint, I guess, would be that I wish there was an option to have 2 entrance ports on it. Just if I wanted to hook up another nest to the same Outworld like that, that might be nice. But I suppose I could just hook up 2 nests via this one plus the Outworld. But still, I like to put a sugar test tube connected to the Outworld, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I may end up drilling my own hole in the future if I need it. Here is the large Outworld now. Again, pretty simple design, but again, I also like that because it lets me decorate it however I might choose to decorate as well. You can see it has 1 entrance port on the side here. There was also an option for 2 entrance ports, which would be here and here. I wish there was another 2 entrance port options for 1 here and 1 here. But I guess that's not the biggest deal in the world. Again, I may end up drilling another hole over here. The only reason why is because in my shelving setup, I can't really put the Outworld this way against the wall, and then so like against the wall like that, and then entrance ports here and a nest here, because it would stick off over the shelf. So I think 2 entrance ports on these sides would give people more variety. One thing that I like and also dislike is it's pretty difficult to get the lids off. There's no chance I could do it with 1 hand, and it's even kind of difficult to do it steadily with 2. But that's a good thing and a bad thing. That means that you could have the smallest species in here and they won't be able to squeeze out. But also it makes it kind of tricky to not disturb your ants too much when trying to take the lid off. I guess if you have a really good barrier, you could just leave the lid off. But sometimes I don't really recommend that because ants can find a way. So just a minor thing which is good and bad. Now let's go ahead and take a look at how I'm using one of the nests and small Outworlds. So I ended up hooking up my larger Camponotus subarbatus colony to this setup, the one with alates and male drones. So I've got the Outworld here, nest, and then in the other entrance port to the nest I connected a sugar water tube. Now, one thing I made a mistake of right away is overwatering, so I got it way too humid in there, so now I'm going to have to let that dry out. I guess that's just something I'm going to have to get used to about how much water to add. But yeah, so the water port is right there. I just filled it up way too much. I still think they're doing fine. But it's kind of a bummer because I can't really see the brood very good. It's all... There you can see some of the pupa and larvae. But yeah, they actually moved in pretty quickly. It was only one night that I had this set up and had their test tube set up out of the dark, and they moved right in. So that's nice. I guess they kind of like it. Something really interesting that happened was the alates and drones were like trying to have a nuptial flight off of this stick here. I'm not really sure why, and also why can't I focus? That'd be great. Whatever. I'm not really sure why they tried to have a nuptial flight. Possibly because it got so humid in here, they felt like the conditions were right, but also it's not even close to the right time of year. So I don't know what that's about. If maybe they were uncomfortable, I don't know. But here's some footage of that. So watching this footage back now, I realize it's actually not very good. When I was watching them, I did see some wing fluttering, and they kind of took off, but didn't really take off. They kind of just like started flapping their wings and then flew into the side. But I actually didn't get any footage of that, unfortunately. I forgot to mention, I also got some vinyl tubing. I actually got 8 feet of vinyl tubing. There's nothing really special about it. It's vinyl tubing. And I also got this syringe, this blunt tip syringe. I actually really like this over my other syringe because I can't stab myself with it. I actually did stab myself with the other syringe once, and it does not feel good. The syringe I got from Arthropod Antics is also wider, which is both good and bad. It's good because this can't bend as much as the other one. This one is kind of bent a little bit. You can't really tell here, but also the tip is all messed up. It's not really sharp anymore, which I don't need it to be sharp, but it's just easier to break this syringe versus this one. The only downside is that the one on the left, the sharp one, I can only use for certain nests because their hydration hole is smaller and the new one doesn't fit in those. Another good thing about this syringe is how fast you can suck up water. So check this out. Full, just like that. Full, squish in the bottle. And empty. And now check it out with my other syringe. I'm holding all the way up, but it's still filling, still filling, still filling. Now it's full. And then to empty it, it's a lot. It seems like a small thing, but when you have a bunch of colonies and you're hydrating, it's not very pleasant to have to deal with that a bunch of different times, and this syringe just, it makes it a lot easier. Also, this one's bigger, it holds more water. So the best summary I can give is that these nests are very quality for the price that you're going to get. These are probably the cheapest nests out there for the quality that they are. They do have slight downsides, such as the lids being hard to take off. They're very simple in design. They aren't the most aesthetically pleasing, but honestly, I don't really care. They're gonna get the job done as good as any other nest, so that's wonderful. I also really like the customizing options for like natural sand and white sand. I'm pretty sure you could do no decoration in here, or standard decoration. So there's a decent amount of variety with how you want to customize your nest. And this isn't all that he has on the store. He has a bunch more. There's some vertical nests that are great for honey pots. He's got bigger nests. I think there's even an extra large Outworld, if I'm right. Yeah, so go ahead and check out his store. There's some great stuff, and it's the best quality you're going to get for the price, no doubt. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please check out some of my other videos, and like and subscribe. See ya!